And I just went live without doing the timer or anything like that. So welcome to the Nice Podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi.
It is so cool that, you know what I mean? This is episode 29. Do you realize how many episodes 29 is?
Let me see.
That's over a half a year of episodes.
Cool. You know, and it's flown right by. It is totally flown right by. I was told today, it's like, you have a podcast on what? And then it was like, what don't you do? And it's like, well, this is like fun stuff. And I went back to, I'm going to start out with a shout out with Melissa at State Line Liquor. I went in there and Alexia took care of me. Shout out to Alexia also. But Melissa was over here. Alexia was taking care of me. And then Melissa's, so what are you going to be showcasing at your podcast this coming Monday? I was like, yes, she remembered. So that was really exciting that she remembered. And it was that she knew what it was about. Not only that I had a podcast, but what it was about. She was asking about it. And I'm like, it's a blueberry, something or other. I go with whiskey. I said, and we're going to be showcasing Redneck Riviera.
So yeah, and it's funny, we picked this out when we were doing, and I had no idea where this came from. All right. And you know I'm a music fan. Everybody knows I'm a music fan. Having no idea that, and I left my band on to show, this is John Rich from Big and Rich. It's his whiskey.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
I had no idea I was going to highlight a musician's whiskey again. But anyway, I did.
So I will tell you, when I was first told about this Redneck Riviera whiskey, I was told about it. And I was like, now, why would I pick up a Redneck Riviera whiskey? That just doesn't even grab me. It's like, it sounded like it was like, I don't know how it's going to taste. And it's like, just try it. It's like, okay. So, you know us, we're going to try stuff. We're going to see if we like it. Sometimes you have some high-end stuff that we go, we don't like it. And then you have other stuff like this that is a beautiful price point at about $25.
Yeah, it was 22 here in Texas. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, 20. I think it was like 24 and change, 24.97. They always have that weird number out here in Oregon. And I think because you're closer. And so
I don't know. You have to tell me where it's made, because I read stuff that said it was made. It was distilled in Oregon.
But
I don't know.
It's not just Oregon. So it is a Tennessee. It's a Tennessee whiskey. So it's a Tennessee whiskey, and they use so the story goes, oh my goodness, Big and Rich, they would drink Crown Royal. That was their go-to. And one day, which they're sipping on it, they're on tour. They're like, wait a second, this is a Canadian blended whiskey. Is there an American blended whiskey? So as they're out and about, they ask them when it's a liquor store, and they're looked at them going, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist. So they have blended from all over. So it is not just made, it's pulling from various areas, including Oregon. So Oregon, there's a little bit of Oregon in this Redneck Riviera. So they're about making it a true American blend. So it's not just about, hey, it's a Tennessee whiskey. They see it as a hashtag drink American. It's an American drink. So that's where this is coming from. It's not just one area, which is super cool. So they have the different kinds of whiskeys, rye, malts, bourbons, American light that have never been put together. And all of a sudden they're being bottled together from all these different states. So this is like a very special Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Northern California, and Oregon blend.
That tells me, it tells me we're going to have to taste it all by itself.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I have two glasses, one for the drink and one for it by itself. I saw another one that is a little bit more of a price point. I think it's closer to $40 for a whiskey. That's still not bad. I didn't get it. That's my next buy, but I wanted to do this podcast before I went on to try the other one. Yeah. But this is a full-bodied, smooth. He wanted to get it to be smooth, very drinkable by itself. And on top of all that, they have a foundation. If you go to foldsofhonor.org, they give scholarships to American vets, their families, their children that need it. So they not only have a good product at a great price, but it's also honoring vets and their families by providing scholarships. And that just, it just hits the heart of many people. So I was pleasantly surprised. A small batch whiskey with vanilla honey smoothness and a subtle finish. 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. Work hard, play hard. This is a 750 milliliter bottle, although it doesn't look like it, but it is. And it is, and it's got John Rich's signature in the back.
Signature onto it and everything. Yeah.
So it's a really good, I will have to, because you know me, I like to tell stories and I like to share the history of things. And if there's a fun history lesson, I'm going to share it. Even though I wasn't really good with history, I had to work my butt off. But this is different history. This is whiskey history. So he had the Whiskey Riviera brand. That was his brand. And it started with boots, then it went on to a bar, then it went on to beef jerky, and then ultimately whiskey. Well, when he started, people were asking him about the whiskey or the Riviera, Redneck Riviera. A trademark, and he says, I don't have a trademark. So he went to the DC trademarks office and wanted a trademark. He was told, well, you cannot trademark a geographical location.
Yeah.
And so he's like, okay, went back to his attorneys and said, this is what I was told. And they said, you're not asking the right question or you're not giving them the right answer. So he started researching what it really was. It was the Panhandle in Louisiana. It's kind of down south-ish that they called that area from Panama City. And the people would say, well, I can't go to the French Riviera, therefore I'm going to have my Redneck Riviera here at home. So that's how Redneck Riviera started. Well, he then went onto Facebook and social media and started looking and asking, what is Redneck Riviera for you? Similar to Margaritaville. If you're at home and you're your Hawaiian shirt, some Jimmy Buffett music, it's your Margaritaville. It's your state of mind. It is your time. And so different people took pictures. They said, this is what Redneck Riviera is to me. And this one lady from Delaware took a picture of a sunset and said, this is my Whiskey Riviera, or this is my Redneck Riviera. Mm-hmm. So he took all those comments along with the wiki definition that it is a state of mind. And it took 10 years for him to get his trademark, but he got the Redneck Riviera trademark because it's a state of mind like Margaritaville. It is not an actual geographic location because Delaware is nowhere near the Panhandle or Panama City or that whole geographic area. So that's the story behind Redneck Riviera, which I thought was so awesome. Yeah. Even besides being John Rich, that just gives it a little cherry on top. But that is amazing. So entrepreneurs, don't give up. What are those little things? Talk to Tim. Oh my goodness. He will help you with your blog and your vlog and will help you figure out those nuances that will make you think of what are the things that I can give and I can give back. So that way your brand gets out there. Yep.
So I personally wish that, with some of these tastings we're doing, I think John Rich should come on the show and tell us about it. But, I think so.
And you know what? In 2018, when after Whiskey Riviera or Redneck Riviera was had been distilled, because he spent all of 2017 getting it perfected. Well, this food chain or this store chain in Florida, they bought for their 100 some odd chains. He called every single one of the managers and said, thank you for carrying my brand. He made over 1,000 appearances and in-person interviews that all had to do with the Redneck Riviera whiskey specifically. So
maybe we will tag him on our Facebook page, or if you're watching on our Facebook page, tag John Rich and tell him we're talking about his whiskey on our podcast tonight.
That's right.
And let's see if the power of the internet can work in our favor.
Oh, I think it will.
If you're watching, I need you to go to our Facebook page and comment and find John Rich's Facebook link and tag him and say they're talking about your whiskey tonight. And let's see, let's run a test. see if we can actually get in contact with them. So,
right. You never know. Our listeners are from all over the U.S. and they know people.
And Canada, all right. So I know we got Robert up in Canada. I know we've got a few up in Canada, and every now and then Nick tunes in from Australia. So yeah.
So we have all sorts of.
So I got something else to taste this week, just in case, because we were doing apple pie. I got it in taster bottle.
Oh.
I mean, I went to the taster rack today to see it because I wasn't going to buy a full bottle of it.
You know, I saw it, but I did not actually purchase it. And I went to State Line Liquor Store, and they had. That's where I found Stag, the Stag liquor.
The Red Stag, yeah.
I was like, okay, now I find it. The one liquor store I normally go there. I didn't go there this time. And Stafford Liquor is amazing. They are huge to just open up their newest location. And I'm like, they're gonna have it, and they didn't, but they're gonna have it. So I will be tasting it shortly. So here's look at that beautiful color. I mean, even once you're in the here, you're going to say, well, it's in the bottle, but once it's in the glass with one big cube, that is, it just smells very light. It doesn't have that really heavy. The thing is that sometimes whiskeys will have a heavier smell to them, and nothing against Tennessee, but Tennessee whiskeys are usually a little bit heavier and a little bit harsher. So having this one, it is like that smell was like, oh, okay. So I had set aside another bourbon because I want to share that sometimes you can add, when you're making a mixed drink, you can switch it up a little bit and make it to your own liking. But for now, we're going to set this one aside. Sorry, Basil Hayden, we're gonna set you aside, and talk about redneck here. Have you had the little taste just yet?
I did my taste of my whiskey, and I actually put a little ice cube in to try it over some ice. But I did do it first. I did it neat because I'm a neat guy.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are. So it's
gotta say it's good both ways.
Yeah.
Okay. But here's our test with it tonight, because what do we have to do with every piece of alcohol we have on our? We've got to taste food.
You got to taste food.
So I have blueberry pie, homemade. Gwen made it last night. Homemade blueberry pie. As you see, it is not that neat. It's a little messy.
You know what I see with that, which I almost did today, was a big scoop of vanilla ice cream right on top, Breyers or Tillamook, or just some of those yummy brands, even Blue Bunny. I think with the warm blueberry pie and then just a la mode on top, oh my goodness, that just sounds delicious. So I will say,
ooh, when I took a blueberry and I take a sip, it brings the vanilla out of the whiskey.
Okay. So Oregon, a little foo-foo sometimes. Oregon has a lot of Marionberries, so we can find Marionberry pies everywhere. I could not find blueberry pie, but what I did find was a blueberry key lime cheesecake. So here's my little blueberry key lime cheesecake, and then my apple pie is from Sherry's. It kind of fell apart when and then there's my chocolate. I actually did have Ghirardelli in my stash. So this is today's little tasting. A better picture will be online. But I thought, you know what? Blueberry cheesecake, I think I can hang with that. Although I truly wanted blueberry pie, but I'm not a baker and I probably would have messed it up. So
yeah, we were going to get the places I found some, but I didn't buy it. I was going to wait till today and go buy it, but then Gwen made it. Was Sprouts.
Yes.
All right, because even our local Kroger didn't have it. Our local Kroger for apple, they only had these little apples. I almost was going to run to Sprouts today and get one of their apple pies. I'm just Kroger brand is where we've been doing our shopping.
Yeah,
they're just lacking on fresh baked pies.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow! Right here.
So, did you taste the blueberry?
That creaminess of the cheesecake with the tanginess of the blueberry went very well. It just blended just nicely. It really did. I will say that Oregon does have all sorts of pies, but we also, being in the area that we're in, we do get a lot of different fruits up here. When you go to the farmer's market, it's 3/4 of fruit. Then you have 10% that's anything produce that's not fruit, and then the rest is all vendors. So we get a lot of fruit up here, a lot of berries. But ton of blueberries. They're gorgeous. Oh my goodness, look how big these things are. Just absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful color. When I made the drink yesterday, it truly made an amazing drink.
I bought a bunch of organic blueberries. Of course, we made a ton. I think I have still a full container downstairs beside this. All right, for our drink tonight, I actually have sliced up lemons. So, anyway.
What I didn't get I almost bought a lemon, but I realized that I had two of these little guys, one tall one, and then
lemon juice. Yeah.
So I said, you know what? I'm not going to buy a lemon. So I already have tons of lemon juice, and this will do well. The other thing the recipe calls for is sugar, organic sugar, which I have in here, but you can also use simple syrup.
Simple syrup, yeah, I have simple syrup, but I don't think I brought it over here. I think it's still over on the other bar.
I'm gonna use the sugar mainly because I'm gonna put lemon juice, and it's gonna get muddled with mint as well as blueberries. So I thought, you know what, the sugar is just fine; it will melt. If I ever have a doubt that my sugar is gonna melt, I will use simple syrup. And now that I have one that's easier to squeeze out, it's gonna be easier. And you can make your own simple syrup, y'all. I just happen to have gotten this one for
sugar and water, baby.
Sugar and water, 2-to-1.
So, while you're going to start on that, I'm going to do a little tasting with our apple Jim Beam. All right, because I have apple pie. So,
yeah,
smelling this apple Jim Beam is a very good notes. It brings apple out,
I would hope so. With the vanilla, the cinnamon in there, I would hope that it would just make it pop.
It tastes like apple juice with a kick.
Okay. Very nice. Oh, wow. Okay. I was actually not expecting it to really pair well with apple pie.
I got news for you. That whiskey pairs with both of our pies.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I haven't tried it with so far is chocolate by itself. The apple, by the way, and again, we talked about it last week, and we're going to do a flavored whiskey again next week. But I over the years, I was never a fan of flavored whiskeys. I always go for the real whiskey. I don't want to go with, I was never going with the flavors. So I was never a fan of the flavored vodkas, right? To me, I want to put the flavor in
right
with my recipe. I want to put, I want to put the apple. I want to put real apples in. I want to take and bake the apples, all right, and put it into the drink. That's just me,
No, and that's, you're more of a purist, which is not a bad thing.
No.
Nothing wrong with the flavored. If people like flavored stuff, that's okay. That doesn't mean that everybody's going to like it. And we don't poo-poo on people that like stuff like that. We just don't like it for ourselves. And we have found that sometimes they do go well together.
Well,
so I have dark chocolate, and it went well with my dark chocolate.
Okay, I'm doing 72%, I think. 72% cow and going with the whiskey on that.
Okay. Mine is 60%.
I think I'm a little watered down. Let me add a little bit more to that.
And that's why the big.
But it didn't take. But taking my taster, I didn't take the chocolate out of my mouth.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah. It makes me feel like it's watered down. It needs to accent the chocolate in my mouth.
Well, you're accenting. I will say that many years ago, we were I worked for a large payroll company, and we were doing a team building thing. And so we had to take a Hershey's Kiss and put it in our mouth, but not suck on it. We just had to hold it there. I don't remember what the purpose was, but I think it had to do with being patient. And sometimes you just need to let things simmer a little bit before you take action. So in this case, we need to allow the flavors to develop. before you move on to the next thing. And there's been times that I am tasting something new. And when I was tasting the Whiskey Riviera, I will tell you, it was kind of one of those things that I was reluctant but willing to try. And then so I'm like, okay. And I take a sip, and then it's like, oh, that was okay. That's not what I expected. And then I took another sip, and then I kept it in my mouth so that I could really feel, what does this taste like? What is it? And the Riviera, the Redneck Riviera was like, huh, I seriously thought I'm having a Redneck Riviera right here on the kitchen, in the kitchen, standing up, just trying something new. So definitely the state of mind, if you can get there, that's so awesome. And it doesn't matter.
Well, isn't that all about what our whole podcast, like the way you drink? It's all about your state of mind and drinking.
And I will tell you, the drink we're going to be making, it's another drink that you can make for the kiddos. Without the alcohol, it will taste good. And I think that's part of what we've shared before. It's like, hey, you can make this without alcohol. Make a batch and then have the alcohol separate so the kiddos can put it in a little foo-foo glass. I remember Brittany in her wine glass, she would get her juice, her milk, her water, whatever it was. And she would drink it at the table, and she felt so grown up, such a little lady, sitting there very daintily with her wine glass. So let the kids have their fun, and guess what? It's not going to cause them to become alcoholics, because that was one thing growing up. We always had alcohol around us, not a lot because we were a little poor, but we had sherry, we had tequila, we would have wine, and we were never told, and beer, we were never told, no, you can't do that. And so having that it wasn't a bad thing was actually a good thing, because we're like, oh, okay, no big deal. Guess what? There's no alcoholics in my family.
Well, no, I mean, I will say that we have functioning alcoholics in ours, but I can tell you a lot of the kids who became alcoholics, the people who became alcoholics were people who restricted and held back from it. And then one day splurged.
And they loved it. And they said, oh my goodness, this is good stuff.
Well, no. And that's the problem you hear about the stories of like the Amish.
Right.
And like they get that, what they call Rumspringer, where they get to go out and take on the world. And some of them, it bites them and it can't release them. Right. Remember the movie? What was it? Well, not Bachelor Party. Oh gosh, what was the movie with the guys? All right, it wasn't Bachelor Party. It was
The Hangover.
The Hangover. And remember the second one? They said, well, once Bangkok's got him, they can't release. That's what happens to certain alcoholics. But they get so caught up into it. As kids, I didn't learn the taste of things until I was an adult. Learn to teach your kids taste without the alcohol in it. Because now they learn taste. And when they grow up, it's not about just getting the alcohol. Now it's tasting the alcohol and how it fits in to pair with things. That's what our whole show is about, pairing with things.
Yeah.
So I do got to say, though, that Riviera whiskey with both of my chocolates, I actually did a 60 and a 72%.
Okay.
Huh?
Was there a difference in the taste, or did they pair just beautifully?
They both paired beautifully, and they both made me still love chocolate and give that little, that little kiss of whiskey while still keeping the chocolate taste in my mouth. You understand what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It did not drown out my chocolate taste. And the last thing you want to do in anything you're drinking is take the food that you just put in your mouth and flush it out.
Yeah.
You want it to accent the taste, not flush the taste.
And I think that goes to, if any of you have seen Ratatouille, and if you haven't, you have got to watch Ratatouille. That is like one of my favorite movies to watch when I'm cooking. There's just this, yes, it's Disney, it's Pixar. You know what? There's a specific scene where he is explaining to his brother about pairing, and he is explaining it with such love and affection to this combination. And you're seeing the fireworks go out and all these colors, and the brother's trying to taste it, and he's like, I don't get it. And then everything just went gray. It's like, oh, it's about that taste. How do you pair a piece of cheese with some truffle or something, or with a whiskey, or with the drink, and then how does it mesh? Does it go well? Does your palate like it, or does it not like it? There have been times you've heard us that we're going, oh yeah, that doesn't go well, and then other times that Tim will only drink Shiner Bock with a pot pie because he had never liked it until he tasted that pairing, and he sacrificed and went with something he knew he did not like in the past, but he tried it and he loved it with that one specific thing, and that's okay.
So when I went to go, to mix this drink last night and realized I still don't have a muddler, so I'm still using my juicer. I realized I actually have to go on and order a muddler, but I realized it's made of wood. I may call my childhood best friend who does woodworking and have him make me one.
Oh, can he make me one? Can he put our logo and say, like the way you drink down there?
I think I'm going to talk to him and see if he'll do it for us.
I don't know how hard it is, because I will tell you a story, because you know me, I'm all about stories. In 2021, I bought from Seattle. They were coming down through Seattle, and they went Bothell, Seattle, and Bellevue, and Olympia, then came into Vancouver before they went into Southern Oregon and into California. They had oysters and clams. So I had already broken my poor wannabe clam shucker or oyster shucker. So I ordered an oyster shucker, which has a wooden bottom to it. It's gorgeous. I still have it. And so I put it in with the stuff and everything. And so then I washed it and put it away. I hadn't looked at it. And so then I handed it over to Sean, and he looked at it, and he looked at me, and he says, is there something you need to tell me? And I'm like, puzzled look. I said, I don't know what you mean. So he hands over the shucker, and it says, Happy Father's Day, love you, Dad. And I had to start laughing because I said, I did not ask them to do that. I just bought the shucker. So we still have that, and we have a story. So yeah, you can do a lot of things with wood, and sometimes it can freak out your partner in that if you say Happy Father's Day, they may just go, what's going on? Is there something I should know? So yeah, that's my
all right, I'm going to put this up real quick. All right, and it's a kind of a long link, but I would tell you go look up Cindy. All right, we will be on Cindy Lee's podcast on Wednesday. You and I will both be on her podcast on Wednesday for National Tequila Day. Cindy, just say yes in the comments so we know. So National Tequila Day is on Sunday, but we're doing it on Wednesday to give ideas of what the heck to do. Yeah. So we will be doing that with Cindy's broadcast. All right, where we will be on there. I actually will have some of my tequilas up. And you know what I mean? And we got some chips that Cindy actually has us to have. And we'll be tasting that and talking on her show.
At 2 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Mountain, 4 o'clock Central, and 5 o'clock Eastern.
Yeah. So, because it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Right? That's right. So I have to give another shout out. So this weekend I was out at Willamette Valley Vineyards, and I had a grand old time. It was Owner's Day. So yes, I am an owner of a vineyard. And my friend that I took, Sylvia, she's all, I didn't know I was friends with a millionaire. I said, you don't have to be a millionaire to own a portion of a vineyard. And I'm also an outside sales ambassador for them. Delicious wines, Willamette Valley Vineyards in the Willamette Valley. The Pinot Noir is absolutely amazing. So after I had gotten annoyed with not getting good service, because I'm a little particular, moved on, got the service, took care of the things, went back to the Library Wines, and who is there but Jim Bernot, the founder of Willamette Valley Vineyards. And so I see him, and of course I don't want to interrupt him because there's people around him. And so he then turns around because he needs a staff member to take a picture. And so I went, do you need help taking a picture? He's all, yes, please. So I took the picture with him and the ladies and gave back the phone. And then I said, well, while I have you, can I take a picture too? So got to do a selfie with Jim Bernot. He is an amazing person that started Willamette Valley Vineyards back in 1982. We will do a tasting on their wines at some other point, but because I was there.
Sometime when Tim is in Oregon, we're going to go up there and do a tasting live.
Yes.
On here, yeah.
Yes, that will be so much fun. You will love it. They have multiple tasting rooms, but the main one in Turner, Oregon, it's on the same belt as as France is, so that's why we get such delicious Pinot Noirs. that's another tale for another story. So shout out to Jim Burnett and his staff for taking care of us this weekend. So whoop, owners. So are we going to make our mix?
Okay, I already started muddling out my lemon. All right, so the drink we are going to make today is called the Blueberry Whiskey Buck, and we are using the recipe from VintageKitty.com.
So
VintageKitty.com.
Her post looked delicious, and that's what caught my eye. So she calls for organic sugar, which I have. If you want, you can use
which is what I use.
But I will be using organic. So I have this in here. And
I measured mine out, so I have a little measuring. I have a second one in case I want to do it with lemon and just lemon juice, and I will try a second version of it that way. However, I noticed on here it called for 15 blueberries.
Yes,
how many blueberries are you going to put in?
So I counted them out, and true, because I thought it was funny. And sometimes some people need very specific. So if you are that specific, go with 15 blueberries or a handful of blueberries. That is 15 blueberries, give or take.
15 blueberries.
And let me see how many I have in here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I have 16 and one of them dropped off. So literally I have 15 blueberries in my hand. And all I did was put them in my hand. Mind you, I have a fairly small hand. So
to show you how much Tim is into the exact part of the recipe, because I've done this before, 15 were put in there. And guess what?
You're adding a few more?
I'm adding a few more to muddle them in. So last night, I muddled my first batch I did when I was testing the drink was I muddled the blueberries and lemon together. But I read the recipe and it said muddle the lemon and the sugar first, then add the blueberries.
So what I did, because I did not have fresh lemon, if you saw me swirling, I was getting the lemon and the sugar together because I wanted the sugar to dissolve. I'm now adding the blueberries and the mint. I'm going to add the mint. Yesterday when I made this drink for the first time, I threw in mint. So Vintage Kitty, thank you. You said to use it as a garnish, which I have. But I wanted to throw it in here because blueberries and mint, I think, go well together. And the citrus with mint, oh my goodness. And I haven't killed my mint, which is exciting. So since I haven't killed my mint, and my neighbor Renee here, she's a massage therapist, provided me with 2 little plants. It's a spearmint and a regular mint. And I'm using it in here. So I wanted to muddle, and I want all those oils from the blueberries to just come out. Now,
I'm going to add, and I'm going to try it this way on air because of the fact that you mentioned that. And I asked you that in a text last night. Did you put the mint in? I'm putting the mint in because when you muddle mint into a drink, it is so much more so refreshing. It pops.
Yes.
When you muddle mint into a drink than when you just use it as a garnish. Have you noticed that in other drinks we've done, like our Moscow Mules and things like that?
Mm-hmm. And going back to my muddler, yesterday I didn't have my muddler because my muddler stays in the office because this is where I do the podcast. So the muddler stays where the drinks are made. And so I use the back of a wooden spoon. So if you don't have a muddler, do one of 2 things. Throw it in a processor, in a blender, in your little magic bullet, in your little Cuisinart, whatever it is, or just use the back of a wooden spoon. And if you have a molcajete, you can do that too, but just remember some of it's going to stay in the molcajete. It's going to go in, so you're going to lose some of it. So I would use the not your traditional molcajete, but use the one that's like a marble, because that one you'll be able to get the juices out. So the color in here is absolutely gorgeous. It's hard to see, but there is a lot of...
I just dripped it on my keyboard.
I just dripped it on here too, so... And you can always taste it. Is it sweet enough for you? Do you need a little bit more something? You need to throw in a couple of more blueberries in there. If you do, if you feel like you need some more, then throw it in there. It's no big deal. Now, one thing to note. I found my Spirit Guides little shaker here, and I was like, wait a second, that's mine. I didn't know it was hanging around. It will get clogged up, so you need to remove the skin from the blueberry. So there is a whole process. You will make a mess, but guess what? It's about having fun. Do it outside.
But
while
you
you're
could muddle. Wait a minute. You could muddle this in a cup and then strain it into there.
Yes.
And then, but still, I'm going to put it all in. I'm going to shake it up. And the one thing I didn't do last night, I asked you if you did, was I didn't put ice in the drink. I actually put it in the shaker without the ice.
Right.
I'm going to do it with the ice because Gwen said too, in tasting it, it tasted warm. It could have been a colder drink.
Yes. So you do want to shake it up in here. Am I missing anything? I got the Vintage Kitty. Did I have everything? I think I have everything.
You put the whiskey into this, but you pour the ginger beer over it in the cup.
Okay. So you know what? I haven't put my whiskey in here. So let me add my whiskey.
It says 2 ounces, so I'm going with a 2-ounce pour.
And you can do less. You can do 1.5, whatever your preference is. You know, you want to start with something lower. That's okay. And then just taste it. And put your ice in here. I'm using a big cube because I forgot my ice at home, and I have the big cubes in the office. Yes, I keep the big ice in the office. I keep big ice at home. There's certain things that you just must have. So you shake. Make sure you hold the top because you don't want to
make a mess if you don't.
That's right. And part of this will, when you have the ice in there, will also help bring down that the blueberry skin.
So
30
now
seconds is about normal.
I made my blueberry, and I actually have 2 toothpicks that I have one with a garnish onto it. My lovely Boot Hill, thank you Boot Hill Distillery, which we will have our own soon. And I'm going to put some ice in this. One of the things the recipe did say to do was they liked crushed ice.
Yes.
I didn't get crushed ice. I just regularly grab in for my ice.
I was going to bring ice from home, which would have been, you know, like the half cylinder ones, but I forgot them and I wasn't going to run home for ice. So I'm just using a big cube. So once you do that, one of the things that I will tell you, see, part of it came out to the top.
Yeah.
That's okay. And then you want to pour it. And then sometimes depending on how thin it is, you may have to get it to push down so that you can get your juices in here because we want those colors. And what I did yesterday is that I poured my drink back in here to get more of it out because I didn't do a good enough job of shaking to really get the blueberries out of my.
Yeah. Now the part that it says, and it says you can do the pour for it says 2 to 3 ounces of ginger beer. However, in a cup like this, I'm just going to pour the ginger beer on top of it.
Yeah, until you top it off. Just top off. Truly, that's what you're doing with ginger beer. You're just topping off. And so yesterday, I did not get as big of a glass because I made a mess and what have you.
I got about the same as what I got today, and I got about the same. It looks like I got about the same about what you got because we have both. We do have actually the same size glasses.
Yes.
Now pour your ginger beer on top of it.
And I have had the ginger beer in the fridge. So I
had mine in the fridge today too.
So I'm using Q this time.
Oh, you did the light one? All right, I still have a couple of the Brandenburgs left.
I had that one. That's what I used yesterday. And now you just have this little fizzy, delicious looking.
Now, one of the on the website it shows. All right, and I actually have it just a whole line of blueberries on a stick. And then I just stuck I just stuck the mint on another one just to give it the garnish on top of it. But you know what I mean? You could do like you did with the mint, blueberry. Mm-hmm. All right. And that makes it a really pretty garnish. I don't have the fancy garnish sticks they have. And it says the author of this drink is Charity Beth Long. So we're going to give her credit because it was her drink that we found that we decided to do this month. So
I think I got a decent picture. So thank you so much, Vintage Kitty.
Oh my gosh, with the mint, it's like 50 times better than what I tasted yesterday.
Yeah, you know what? I added more mint this time than yesterday. Yesterday was just like 3 sprigs. This time I added just like threw it in there and took the tallest ones and put them in here. This is absolutely delicious.
This is a fabulous drink. Thank you, Vintage Kitty,
for
such an awesome drink suggestion.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mm.
So I'm gonna try it with chocolate.
I was gonna say, so now it's like the cheesecake because I got, and I'm gonna go with the section that has more of the blueberry. And this has a tart flavor because it's blueberry key lime. So
Again, did not. All right. I mean, and chocolates, the chocolate's kind of hard to drown out the taste. Still makes a great accent to the chocolate.
oh, wow.
I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to even try this with lemon juice. I'm going to do this every time I do this drink. I'm going to muddle the lemon into it. It just is so much better.
I will have to make it with muddled lemon because that's what it calls for. I use just the lemon juice. But sometimes you gotta
play with your recipes sometimes.
Sometimes you just have to do it the redneck way, man. Go with what you have, whatever that may be. And if it means using the back of a wooden spoon, you use the back of a wooden spoon. Nobody's going to know the difference. Wow, this tastes really good with the dark chocolate, and it goes very well with the cheesecake.
Oh my God. It's just like, it is so good with the blueberry pie.
Delicious.
Oh, now I'm gonna bark onto it and try the straw or apple pie, because nothing's more American than apple pie
with an American whiskey. I can hang with that. This drink is so smooth.
This drink goes with everything.
Mm-hmm. Very
I can't pick a favorite.
I'm kind of liking it all. It's doing well. I don't know if it's just the drink or if it's the Redneck Riviera, but it tastes pretty darn good. This is really yummy.
I can't pick a favorite. Everything tastes good with it. The chocolate, I'm going to go to the 60% chocolate and see, but everything I taste with it is so good.
And I just had some fresh blueberries. And it's like, so you got the fresh blueberry going. That's already has this tanginess, sweetness to it. And you add this. It is absolutely delicious. I love the color. That's your color.
Yeah, I've got the same color as you, so we're not off on color, but I think we have almost every ingredient the same.
It's matching my KT tape.
Oh my gosh.
That was not planned. But yes, it really goes well with chocolate, with the blueberry cheesecake, as well as with the apple pie.
So it blend with the cheesecake. And like I said, just the whiskey itself, when I tasted our blueberry pie with the whiskey, I got the vanilla out of the whiskey immediately, right?
Right.
When you hear, when I did it with this drink and then I tasted it with everything, I can't pull an individual flavor out. They all
just blend.
They all blend in.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm impressed. Okay, so here's the one test I'm going to do is just an individual blueberry.
Okay. Oh, you're going to love it. Because that's what I did. I took 3 blueberries.
I'm going to want to eat every one of the blueberries on my thing. This, oh my gosh. And all right, and truthfully, guys, all right, we picked this recipe without tasting it. Well, when we did our about a month ago when we did our planning for the month,
3 to 4 weeks ago. Yep.
Yeah. We're picking random recipes. I'm like, well, this one sounds good. Let's do this blueberry whiskey buck. And I remember, I don't know whether I think I found it and you went, what's that? And where's the website? It was like with the comment. But this has got to be the winner in a long time. We've not had a winner like this in a long time.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And it goes with everything. There is nothing that I have that doesn't go with here.
And it's very seldom that we say that. For the most part, we'll say we like it with this, but we don't like it with that. And this time we're like, we like it all the way around. This is definitely a summer drink. Sit out on the patio, have a cocktail.
You know what? You know what I think makes it the summer drink even more is that mint. Think about it. I did it. Like I said, I didn't muddle my mint in yesterday, but I muddled the mint in today, and I am telling you,
it made a difference.
I should have my sunglasses on, sitting out on the patio, drinking this.
We're having a Redneck Riviera moment right now.
Yes, this is a Redneck Riviera moment. So, well, wow. This was a blow-away week. I got to say, this is a really good week with this one.
Yes. We were wondering if we were doing the right thing, if we were, doing pies, doing these drinks, doing Redneck Riviera. It was truly a whirlwind of, are we doing the right thing? And we're like, we got to try it. You know what? It's on the schedule. Let's just do it. And we're pretty happy with what we chose for this thing.
We had a pretty good choice.
Yes.
Wait, I got to bring up Ruben's comment. All right. Thank you, Ruben, for joining our show today. Ruben says, all right, for those of you listening to audio, all right, nice to know rednecks have contributed to something positive. Thank you, Ruben, for being our positive word of the day. I love that.
Yeah, he's our Hispanic redneck.
So,
cheers.
This had an interesting story behind, all right, an interesting story behind our whiskey. We found the whiskey, all right. We found the drink to go with it based on the pies we chose. Now, we were trying to choose Americano pies this month. And the only one I'm worried about, truthfully, the only one I'm worried about is strawberry rhubarb. It's the only pie I'm worried about. But I did find rhubarb, and I know my mom can make a good strawberry rhubarb. So my friend who I was talking about that does the woodwork is the Woodworking Baker. Guys, go follow his blog. He doesn't have a podcast, but go follow his blog and his Instagram page and Facebook page because he does strawberry rhubarb that is awesome. Ooh. All right. But he's also a woodworker. He's a woodworker and a baker. All right. He's a childhood friend of mine named Tim Swinesberg and grew up with him. So.
Well, I got the apple pie at Sherry's. Okay. And when I went in there, they had cherry pie. And I'm like, oh, I should have came in here last week when I was looking for cherry pie. And they also have strawberry rhubarb, but so does Kroger. So I might go back to Sherry's to get that strawberry rhubarb and try something else because I know the Kroger and the Safeway both have really good strawberry rhubarb. But I might just go with Sherry's and try something more local. Even though they are a chain, they still make their pies in-house.
Wait a minute. I was going to try because next week we have key lime pie and next week we do the key lime pie and strawberry rhubarb. So, hold on. I wanted to try something for key lime pie.
What you gonna do?
Because
if I can't find a key lime pie, I didn't see it at Sherry's. I was thinking I might end up with a key lime cheesecake. Or I may have to find some of my local baker friends and said, hey, are you making a key lime pie? Can I have a slice?
Oh, I'm actually going to go see if I can get this. Oh, no. They have everything's listed as sold out. Damn.
They're always sold out with the good stuff.
Wait a minute.
Is it at Whole Foods?
Nope. Key West Key Lime Pie Company. I seen them on The Prophet, which was a TV show, and they actually have a deal. Sunset key deal: 2 key lime pies and 6 key lime bars. It's $59.
Delivered by when?
We ship usually a 2-day or next day shipping service only on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Orders placed before 1 p.m. Eastern time will be shipped that day. If later, the order will ship the following day. You know what? I should have planned it better than this if we were going to do that. I think we should find a local key lime pie. Or there's a lot of key lime pies that you can get that are in the freezer section.
Oh, yes, I have seen them. Okay.
And I think that's what we should do. I think because most of our listeners would try a key lime pie based on what's in their freezer section. So when I go to the store to look for it in the freezer section, And if you go, text me, and we'll make sure we try to kind of get the same one from our freezer section, and we'll let you guys know what we have ahead of time, so you can go to your freezer section and get one.
And if you happen to be at the supermarket and you see it, take a picture and post it on the page. And let us know, hey, I found this at Kroger, I found it at Ralph's, Safeway, wherever it is. And if we have one of those chain stores here, we're going to go looking for it or asking for it.
Yeah. Always, guys, if you're doing suggestions, always tell us the store you got it from, because we know in different parts of the country, the stores are different, same brand, different names. Mm-hmm. And, you and I kind of know what they are. Like I know, the Randall's out there is, Tom Thumb here. So, all right. And the Kroger here
Fred Meyer
is Ralph's. So, yeah.
Ralph's in California, Fred Meyer in Oregon.
Yeah. So, anyway, this was a really good week. I'm going to have to finish this pie and chocolate now. How about you?
I just might. This is absolutely delicious. And I don't really eat pies. I'm not a big dessert person. Unless you throw a creme brulee or a tiramisu in front of me, or a whiskey, a scotch, that's usually my dessert. Give me a scotch, give me a whiskey, give me a bourbon, and I'm a happy girl. But in this case, this went so well together. I'm a happy clam.
Let me ask you on this one, on this one here. Do you think that you will add pies to after this month? Do you think you'll add pies to any of your outings this summer?
Probably not. Usually what I do with outings is a fruit salad.
Oh, no. Okay, Gwen and I found this new thing that we get into, but I've seen it in restaurants and we fell in love with the idea, is a wedge salad.
Oh.
You and I are going to have to find a way to do a wedge salad with drinks some night.
Oh my goodness, wedge salads are so easy. The only thing is I will not do blue cheese. I will do Thousand Island.
Ranch. No, ranch. I'll put the blue cheese crumbles, but I want ranch dressing on mine.
I'll do Thousand Island. Oh, I could do ranch.
Yeah.
I could do ranch. I'm okay with ranch.
And I actually had a restaurant that got me hooked on it that way.
Okay. Yeah, I started adding Thousand Island to my wedge because I don't like blue cheese. Don't like the taste.
No. Gwen has this blue cheese dressing that's really good on it. And I have to say, really, if I didn't have the ranch I normally have, that blue cheese dressing that she got, and I don't remember which one it was, that is really good on it. So, yeah.
Maybe it's Lighthouse. I do like the Lighthouse dressings.
Cool.
That is because with Thousand Island, I'm very particular, amongst other things. But Lighthouse dressings are very light and just flavorful. They're in the produce department. They're refrigerated, so you must buy them refrigerated. They do not hold on the shelf. So if you're buying it, you're putting it in the fridge, and you better start eating it pretty darn soon. And get it while it's on sale. Run you between $2.50 and $3 if it's on sale, and about $5 if it is not on sale.
Yeah. Okay. So one more thing I'm going to try. I'm going to take the Redneck Riviera by itself and eat.
Okay.
And I'm going to take me some fresh, raw, organic blueberries.
Ooh, I like that thought. Let me do that. Just a splash. This is the problem. When I drink at home, I add a little splash, and then I go back and add another little splash. I might wind up with 2 ounces at the end of the night, but guess what? It's little by little because I don't want to feel that I have a whole 2 ounces all the time. So, blueberries. Ooh.
It gives the blueberries a bite.
I was going to say there's a little bit of a kick in there. Was my first thought. Just a little bit of a kick.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. We had a good week. Do you have anything left over?
I got pie.
Of course, I've got pie. Come on.
The blueberries are gone. No, I still have the blueberries over here.
Blueberry pie is still here.
Yeah, my drink is gone, but I still have pie and a little bit of water. Hydrate in between drinks, y'all. Make sure you stay hydrated. This was a good week. You guys are awesome for being here with us week after week, helping us find new listeners that love our podcast and enjoy our goofiness in between and our combinations that they might just shake their heads. But guess what? They're going to go out and try it because we're telling them, hey, this actually goes well together. And if it doesn't go well together, we're going to let you know that doesn't go well together. Don't do it. And if you want to try it, go ahead. And then you'll probably come back to the same conclusion. If we didn't like it, you probably won't either, but who knows?
But I think a lot of our listeners probably never heard of the Blueberry Whiskey Buck. Today, we put it on the market. See, coming to this podcast, put it on the thing.
Or Redneck.
People at Vintage Kitty are going to love us because we put their drink on the market.
Yep. And Redneck Riviera, John Rich, thank you so much for making a delicious, true American whiskey. We love it.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought I'd like a Redneck Riviera, and yet here I am saying, oh yeah. I've been at the liquor store. Somebody was looking for something, and I said, Redneck Riviera. He's all, what? And I said, believe me, you're going to like it. He's like, okay, I like the price point. And he took it. So yeah.
What was the whiskey that Sean did it with his Blueberry Buck with this weekend?
Buffalo Trace. It's a
Buffalo Trace. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It was.
We have not had that on the show yet. Buffalo Trace is one of my favorite whiskeys.
I love Buffalo Trace. I made mine with a Redneck Riviera, and then Buffalo Trace. Had to try that one because I just bought it, a smaller bottle. Buffalo Trace is somewhere along the lines of Maker's Mark, give or take, but it's a Kentucky bourbon whiskey.
I'm going to say it's got a smoother taste than the or the Maker's Mark.
It does.
I want to say between Maker's Mark and Woodford Reserve, kind of in between the two of them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. A step up from Maker's Mark, a step down from Woodford's.
Yeah. So
we might have to. I have all three of them at home. I might have to, do a taste test. Not today, absolutely.
We should do that as a broadcast where we taste the three of them.
I think so because they're kind of familial.
Mm-hmm.
They're in the same family.
All right. With that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to bring us this week's episode to a close. Let us tell you about the people who actually bring this episode to you every week. All right. Me and Gladys, we pay the bills to make this. Our companies actually take care of this. So Gladys, tell them about what you do and how you help people.
I am Insurance by Design. I take care of those small business owners that are struggling with figuring out how to attract and retain quality staff. We do it through employee benefits. My book is coming out, 101 Employee Benefits, Creative Employee Benefits for All Budgets. Keep an eye out for that. And I help those small businesses in the state of Oregon, Washington, and California. You can find me at insurancedesignpros.com.
Cool.
And
my name's Tim Gillette. You can find out more about what I do and how I help people with simple, easy marketing. All right, that's taking the process and making it so simple that you can get more customers, but making it simple and easy for your customers to find you and buy from you. Go to simpleeasyevents.com and find out more about how I can help you with your online marketing, blogging, podcasting. Come up with a solution to market your business. So until next week, we will ask you to go. Two things we're going to ask you to do: go like us on Facebook, subscribe to where you get your podcasts, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. So, all right. And next week, I think we do strawberry rhubarb pie and key lime pie, and we're going to do Screwballs peanut butter whiskey.
If you've never had it, see if you can get the little taster. I almost got one. I got the slightly larger bottle. Mm-hmm. I tasted it this weekend because I couldn't wait. Usually I wait. It was actually pretty yummy.
Yeah. I'm looking forward. I've not got it yet. I was going to get it today, but I was like, I'm going to wait. I'm going to pick it up, and I won't taste it until just before our event next week.
I know. I couldn't resist. Peanut butter and jelly.
And we're going to make a drink called peanut butter and jelly.
Because
it's peanut butter jelly time.
Hello. Who doesn't like peanut butter and jelly? Come on, PB&J.
Really, guys?
In the middle. Love the nanners. Yep.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Have a great week.
Bye, y'all.